What's going on, guys? My name is Sam with Sota's Exotics, and today I want to go on a rant. And this is retaining to basically ESA laws. So for those of you that aren't aware, the ESAs is the Endangered Species Act. And what these laws include are laws that basically prohibit, at least in the US, of selling tortoises over state lines. Some animals that are included in these laws is the radiated tortoise. So basically, if I were a breeder of radiated tortoises and I live in Tennessee, I could only sell to a Tennessee residence. More recently, as of I think it was May 1st or was it May 31st, I'm not sure, sometime in May of 2023, the government added Egyptian tortoises onto this law. So Testudo clymani. And in doing so, they essentially stopped giving the opportunity to private keepers for helping with the conservation of these animals. Now, what do I mean by that? So there is not a large number of people in the US, captive breeders, that are producing large amounts of Egyptian tortoises. Wow. Okay, we know that. But let's keep in mind that zoos that are working with them, there's actually, according to my knowledge, there have been less than 5 Egyptian tortoises produced in captivity by AZA facilities. That is insane. There's been more babies produced by private keepers like me than there was in actual accredited zoos. That is crazy. And the government basically just stopped us from being able to ship them between state lines unless it's a donation to somebody. And while I agreed that we shouldn't all be selling turtles and tortoises for a profit, it does help in keeping other people successful as well as to help provide care for their animals. So basically what these laws are making it difficult for is for people to branch out and essentially get more genetic diversity within other keepers throughout the US. So basically, let's say, for example, that we only have 2 radiated tortoises in the US or 2 Egyptian tortoises in Tennessee, for example, not the US. But let's say I'm the owner of 1 male, 1 female Egyptian tortoise in Tennessee. I'm the only one producing those animals. And essentially, if I can't get them over into state lines into other bloodlines, I'm going to basically have to just sell off the babies in my area. But if somebody else wants to breed them, they're not going to be able to get different genetic bloodlines. It's going to be basically inbreeding. There are other issues with this as well, but it's what these laws are trying to accomplish. What they claim is helping the conservation of these animals, but there is actually in no way that they're helping the conservation of these animals. For example, people in the areas where Egyptian tortoises are found, they're still going to keep collecting them from the wild. So basically, we're prohibiting people from breeding more and branching out to other people that are going to be able to breed these animals. And we're preventing them from helping to keep these animals alive. And this isn't going to, they're not going to stop in the other countries. They don't care. They have no laws against it. It's just the US. But why is the US trying to prohibit it so much? I has to deal with money, I would assume. There's also private organizations like PETA, who, for you guys who don't know, PETA is a horrible, horrible organization. They actually do not care about animals at all. They want to take animals away from people. It doesn't sound like that up in the forefront, but that is exactly what they're about. They are about killing animals. They don't care for animals. They don't want any of you to own your cats or your dogs. So supporting organizations and those animal rights activists like that are truly actually detrimental to the conservation and preservation of other animals. The best thing we can do is work together, support USARK, and try to push back some of these laws. And we got to show people, hey, this isn't working. We're actually, contributing to the extinction of these animals by not allowing this interstate commerce. Now, I get it in ways because selling animals over state lines, especially endangered animals, is risky. You don't know whose hands they're getting into at all times. But, when it comes to these specific, like private keepers that are keeping these animals, most of the time they have good intentions and they want to help conserve these animals. We gotta figure out a system that will allow people to do this in a way that is professional, but also adheres to what our annoying government wants. How we're going to be able to do that, we don't know. Is it going to probably get any better? Probably not, unfortunately. As much as it pains me to say it, these laws are only going to probably get more strict for us, and it's going to make helping these animals very, very difficult. And I hate to admit it, because when you have a deep passion for taking care of these animals and want to help in the aspects of conservation, we're not going to be able to do that if the government and private organizations like PETA don't want that to happen. So, hate to go on a rant about it, but the best thing you guys can do is support USARK and make your voices heard. Reach out to your local government officials, because the more people that are bugging about this does give us a small chance. Will it happen? Who knows? But letting this roll over and continue isn't going to help. So better to do something and try rather than not do anything at all and just let them walk all over us. But thank you guys for listening to this short little rant. We have a lot of stuff going on here. We're going to be going to Florida here pretty soon. So I'm hoping to get a nice tour of a nice collection and be able to show you guys. So stay tuned for that coming up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.